Hey Floss Tube, it's Amber with the Digi Stitchery, and today I have a brand new fabric series for you, the first of 2026. I have a ton of finishes and some whips to show you, so let's get started. All right, let's get started. There is so much to talk about with this brand new fabric series. It's so exciting. This one is 12 pieces. It's bigger than some of the other fabric series we've had the past few releases. It is 12 pieces, but it is going to cover your seasonal stitching, your holiday stitching, and your everyday stitching as well. So without further ado, I am so happy to announce Connect the Dots. Connect the Dots is a take on a traditional fabric print that we've seen. We've seen dots, and it's been done, and it's awesome, and it's great to add that little bit of oomph for your stitching projects. However, my twist on a traditional, I call almost vintage print, is adding some bright, vibrant colors, as well as some distressing on top of the fabric, just to give it a little bit more movement. Because I am in the digital printing business, we might as well add, more stuff than we can with a hand-dyed fabric. We can add this awesome distressing on top of these dots to make it pop a little bit more. So let's get into the fabric. It is available in the shop now. It's available in Ada and Linda fabric in my Etsy shop, okay? So I'm just gonna fan it, and then we're gonna go into each piece individually. So here is Connect the Dots. Glorious. Very beautiful. So first, as always, I'm gonna show you Ada. That's where I start, that's where I stitch. So yeah, we'll go into that, and then I have Linda to show you as well. So starting off the bat, we're gonna go in Roy G. Biv color order, because why not? And it's just too beautiful not to. Let's start with Red Dot. Now, Red Dot, you're saying, Amber, this doesn't look red. It is, stay with me, it is. I just muted it back. I came back on the red, so you can stitch your red or your ribbon red, your licorice red, cherry cobbler. You can stitch those reds on here, and you're gonna see them, and they're not gonna clash and look weird. This Red Dot is gonna be great for Christmas stitching, Valentine's Day, patriotic, which is huge this year with the 250th. So this is a great staple to have for those big holiday stitches. So this is Red Dot. And then also, as you can see, we've got our uniform dots. These dots are all the same size and in a pattern that is, we're not sporadic, we're not everywhere, like we would be in like the Snowed In series, which was in Winter Walk and Marshmallow World fabric series. Those flecks of snow are just random, because snow's random. For me, I wanted this dot to be a little bit more planned out, methodical, I guess, to where it's uniform. That's the word. It's uniform. However, I added this distressing on top of it, which gives it a little bit of more oomph and movement, like we talked about earlier. But this is Red Dot, and it's very, very pretty. Next, we're going to talk about Light Marmalade. And this is a beautiful light orange color that is going to be perfect for your Halloween, fall, and even, I dare say, St. Patrick's Day stitching, because why not? Light Marmalade is a beautiful, beautiful piece. Your embers, your, what is it, lobster claws, your bold orange DMCs are going to show up on here. And in contrast, in red dot, if you see, the distressing on the red is white. That was more bold, it stood out more, and it just looked the best while I was developing these. But I did switch it up in between the individual pieces, where you can see here in this Light Marmalade, your distressing is in even a lighter marmalade. So it's a little bit more drawn back than on the red. So very pretty. This is Light Marmalade. Then next we went with Honey. This is Honey Dot, and it's a darker version of Honey than what you are used to seeing in Picnic Honey in the Picnic Gingham fabric series, which we are going to talk about Picnic Gingham here in a minute. So this is Honey, beautiful for your bee stitches, your summer stitches. Fall stitches are going to look fantastic on here. Just a really, really pretty fabric. I also have a spring stitch to show you when we get to finishes. So this is Honey Dot. And then next, going into our greens, is Meadow Dot. And Meadow Dot, I always, when I am designing with green, it's hard because reds and greens are hard. Because a lot of the time you're gonna have green in your pattern most of the time. As well as when, you have a patriotic stitch, you're going to have red. Christmas, you're more than likely going to have red. So with Meadow Green, what I did was I pulled that green back to where this is almost, I would dare say I would stitch this as a neutral, because it's not a green in your face green like a Kelly green, a spinach green, kind of like Easter grass is from our Chubby Bunny series. Like, to me, that screams green. This is a muted, almost primitive. You could do some beautiful primitive stitches on this. So it's laid back so you can get your darker greens on here. And then on the opposite of that, you can get super bright greens on here as well. So this is Meadow Dot. And then continuing into our green, kind of like inching towards blue, we have Aqua Dot. And this is gorgeous. I love this color. It is just beautiful. Pinks are going to pop off this guy. Yellows are going to look fantastic. Like, the aqua is so beautiful to work with. So I had to add it in the dot series. So, what would look good? The new Love You a Latte by Stitching with the Housewives. This would look fantastic on this. Oh my gosh. So this is Aqua Dot. I need to get that pattern, by the way. Add it to my list. Okay, so moving into blues. We have a couple blues for you. The first one is Sky Blue Dot. And this is just a super pretty sky blue. It's gorgeous. I love it. The distressing on here, again, is just going to be a lighter version of the sky blue. And it's great. It's beautiful. It's, Your reds are going to pop, patriotic stitching, Easter stitching, even winter stitching, because you're going to see your white on here. It's just a great, beautiful color. So sky blue dot. And then next, we have blue dot. And this is perfect for winter stitching. I am telling you, you guys, snowmen are going to look fantastic on this. So super, super cute. Even like reds are going to pop. So Christmas stitching on here is going to look great as well. So blue dot. And then getting into purple, we have grape dot. And this is so fun. This is fun. I have a finish for you, and it's just, yeah, it's just super fun. My whole intention with doing purple was grape soda, hence the name grape. It's just a fun, bubbly color. It almost looks like grape Bubblicious gum. Do you guys remember chewing that? I chewed that. I loved grape. Oh my gosh. Anything grape as a kid, I was like in. I remember my, do you guys remember Shasta Pop? Whenever I'd play softball, I remember I wasn't like into the game, you know, but I did it anyway. And, but I always looked forward to the big cooler of pop because all the flavors would be there. And I always ran for Shasta grape or Vest grape. So that's my favorite. If they would only make like a 0 sugar calorie grape, I'd be sold. That's what I'd be drinking every day. So probably not the best, but you know what I mean. So this is grape dot. And then next we're getting into pinks. I've got a pale pink dot. That is a mouthful, but it's beautiful, beautiful stitching for your Easter stitching, Valentine's Day stitching, spring stitching. It's very delicate. It's lovely. Great for an everyday piece, as well as the meadow and the blue and the sky blue. Those are just going to be great for everyday pieces. So this is pale pink. And then next is Bubblegum. This is a darker pink. So compared to pale pink, this is Bubblegum. There is quite a bit of a difference here, but this is just super cute, super fun. Valentine's Day, Easter, just super cute, bright, happy fabric. And then now we're getting into our neutrals. I have two, or true neutrals for you, I guess. So the first one, you guys may have seen before in a little bit of a different light. At Fat Quarter Shop, they are carrying a mini brown dot from me. Well, this is the regular dot, the regular size. They wanted a dot that was just a little bit smaller. I think it's about 35 to 45% smaller than this dot, but it's the same color. This is a beautiful brown dot. And the distressing on here is a little bit different than on the other pieces. It's darker. It's going to be darker than the brown background, just to give it a little bit of oomph. Yeah. So at Fat Quarter Shop, you can find the mini brown dot there if you want mini. But the regular brown dot I am carrying in the Etsy shop. So here is brown dot. Again, just great neutral. White pops off of it. All the colors. Yeah, it's great. And then last, Fat Quarter Shop is also carrying, so that has been available for a few weeks now, is gray dot. And here it is in all of its beautiful glory. It is a fantastic neutral. And then in the opposite of the distressing, I went lighter rather than darker on this one. So gray dot, whites are gonna pop. Yeah, all colors are looking great. If you have watched Fat Quarter Shop's floss tubes the last month or so. Shelly, who works for them, has been presenting all of her whips and yeah, all of her projects, and oh my gosh, they look so awesome. I love watching everybody like what they're stitching, because I learn a bunch of stuff and it's just fun to see what everybody else is doing, like just general floss tube. Like, I just love learning what everybody else is doing. It's so much fun. But anyway, Shelly is stitching on Gray Dot, and she is stitching the Tiny Modernist Valentine Terrarium with the called for colors, and it looks fantastic. So, Gray Dot, and I ended up stitching. It was so funny. I was watching FlossTube. I was catching up on my, you know, my weekly, how everybody does, right? I was catching up, and I saw them pull out Gray Dot and what she was stitching on, and I was like, and it was funny because I was stitching Valentine Terrarium as well, but on a different dot fabric that I have to show you on a different color. So it was really funny. Great minds think alike, Shelly. You and I, just great. So this is Gray Dot. It's available at Fat Quarter Shop as well as my shop now. So there you have it. This is Connect the Dots. So I'm gonna fan this beautiful fabric again for you. It is lovely. And this is the Ada. So a little bit more of a backstory on Connect the Dots. It is a cousin. So I want you to take a look at this. It is a cousin to last year's, hold on, let me do this. One-handed is difficult. All right. Hold please. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. It is a cousin to Picnic Gingham. Okay? As you can see, very similar color correlations. There is a reason for that. My whole thought process in this was to develop coordinating fabrics to where when you guys are stitching like a fabric series, or not a fabric series, a pattern series, and you're doing like a bunch of smalls. So for instance, you are doing maybe some small pillows by Shannon Christine, some Valentine's Day pillows. And the whole intention of Picnic Gingham and Connect the Dots is their color combos. You can mix and match. So you could have some pillows being in Red Dot and some pillows being in Picnic Red. And the colors are similar. I've pulled from the same family, color family, that these are very similar and they look fantastic next to one another. I have an example for you. I'll show you when we get to finishes, but look at that. I want to go through each one because they are gorgeous. And the distressing on Picnic Gingham is going to be similar distressing to what is on your dot. So you have that kind of cohesive, you've got color and you've got distressing that are similar going on in these two fabrics, but at the same time you have different stuff going on, or you've got a different pattern going on as well. I hope that makes sense. It's easier to show you than explain it. So this is Picnic Red and Red Dot. Marmalade, Picnic Marmalade, and then Light Marmalade Dot. So as you can see right here, the Light Marmalade, I took the medium color from Picnic Marmalade. So they are all together. They're cousins. All right. And the next is Honey. And this is there's a big difference in this one, but I did that for a reason. Okay, so this is Picnic Honey, and this is Honey Dot. I took the darker version, which is in the background here, of Honey, and made this the centerpiece. But look, just having two pieces together, if you had them displayed side by side, they would look fantastic together. Just gorgeous. So this is Picnic Honey and Honey Dot. We have Picnic Meadow. I cannot say these names, guys. You'd think I'd know by now. Picnic Meadow, and then Meadow Dot. Beautiful, beautiful colorways that look just awesome together. Let's see. We have Picnic Aqua and Aqua Dot. Super cute. Picnic Sky Blue and Sky Blue Dot. All right, this name is a little bit skewed. It's a little bit different than the dot, but there's a reason. This is Picnic Navy, because this is more on the navy side. It's darker. And then this is just Blue Dot. I tested when I was doing this. I went with the darkest. Did not look good at all. It just wasn't vibing. It wasn't working for me. So we I went with like the medium and it's more of a blue than a navy. So these are cousins, but we don't have the same naming convention. So just so you know that. All right, and then here's Grape, Picnic Grape and Grape Dot. Oh, these look so cool. They're awesome. And then Picnic Pale Pink. I could not have made that more hard if I tried. Picnic Pale Pink and Pale Pink Dot. So pretty. So pretty. Bubblegum Dot and Bubblegum Gingham. Picnic Bubblegum. You know what I'm talking about. I really need I need Ernest to hold cards for me and to tell me what each one is. I think he's taking a nap now. But Bubblegum Dot and Picnic Bubblegum. And then here are our neutrals. Picnic Brown and Brown Dot. Picnic Gray and Gray Dot. Now, I will say the more you stitch on these, because it does look like a bold, in your face pattern. It is. But as I've said before, the more you stitch on these guys, the more this goes into the background. Now, it doesn't completely disappear, but it doesn't take over your piece and it's not in charge. Your pattern and your stitching should be the one that is at the forefront of all of your pieces, not this fabric. This just adds to it, gives it a little oomph and coolness. So just so you guys know, this does look like a bold print, but the more you stitch, it goes back. So that is it. That is our new family. I don't know exactly what to call the overarching family yet. I will come up with something because there are more ideas, up here that are in the works. So I don't know what to call the overarching thing yet, but I'll figure it out. But this is Picnic Gingham from last year, and its brand new cousin, the Connect the Dots series. So that is Ada. I hope you enjoy seeing these. Leave me a comment down below which one is your favorite and what you want to stitch on this dot fabric. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. I'm telling you now before I forget, because I usually forget. So that's done. Now let's talk about Linda. So Linda fabric, as you guys know, I talk about this all the time. In some instances is going to be a little bit lighter than what you see on Aida. So especially there's a difference when you look at some Linda fabric and you compare it to a 14, 16, or 18 count Aida. That Aida is going to be darker, the Linda is going to be lighter. Just as if I was to compare a 20 count Linda to an 18 count, a 16 count, or a 14 count. That 20 count is going to be way lighter in some instances for, like, if it's a light color to begin with, it's going to be immensely lighter than the smaller counts of Aida. So just so you know, putting it out there, the more you know. So we've got that done. Let's get into the good stuff. Here is Linda Bubblegum. And this is a 27 count. Next is Pale Pink, which is, I mean, Pale Pink is light, but on this Linda, it's light. So just so you guys know that. Here is Grape. Blue. Sky Blue. Aqua. And this aqua is a little bit lighter than the Aida. Meadow. Honey. Light Marmalade. Red. Gray. And brown. So that is Linda in the shop. All of these are available in a 10 by 12 size, a 14 by 16, and a 16 by 20. Now, with that being said, similar to Picnic Gingham, when you go up a size, so you are going to order a 14 by 16 or a 16 by 20. These dots are going to stay the same size. So what you see here in this 10 by 12, the size of that dot is going to stay the same on the 14 by 16 and the 16 by 20. You're just going to get more dots because it's more fabric. As well as distressing. Distressing is going to stay the same. I haven't enlarged it. I haven't, done whatever to it to make it bigger. It is going to stay the same. There's just more of it because you're covering more fabric. So I just want to make that clear because yeah, we don't have huge polka dots going on at all. Just like we don't have huge gingham squares going on a 16 by 20. So what you see as far as size on here is what is on the bigger pieces. So that is it. I am so happy and just, I feel relief now being able to tell you guys this finally. It's been a long time. I had ideas brewing when I was at market this time last year, like insane. Like it was already like done in the head, like it was done. So this, I feel like it's a relief now to be able to finally talk about it, which I know sounds weird, but it's nice. I don't have to keep it to myself anymore. I can just show you now. I can show you all this cool stuff. So Connect the Dots is awesome. I got just a fun story. I got Connect the Dots name from, I wanted to go retro with this because it is a traditional design. I wanted to do like kind of a retro thing with this fabric series. So I got the name Connect the Dots from one of my favorite Saturday morning cartoons growing up. My brother and I miss those days. My daughter didn't have that and doesn't have that, like where you would wake up and run down the stairs while everybody else is asleep and you'd watch Saturday morning cartoons. That is just something that's lost. And I don't know, all of you guys, if you're old like me, you know what I'm talking about. It was just something that was very, very special. So with that, my brother and I, we didn't agree on a lot of shows. He was into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was more on Animaniacs. More of the girl side of stuff than he was. But we came together on Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's hilarious. We loved it. We loved seeing all of the stuff. That retro vibe was there in Pee-wee's show, and he had a segment called Connect the Dots where he would jump in to his computer friend and he would play Connect the Dots, and he sang a song which I will not burn your ears with by singing it, but I will tell you that song has been in my head when I have been working on this. So if you know that song, you know how easy it is to get stuck in your head. So, but the Connect the Dots came from that nostalgic Saturday morning show that my brother and I would watch. It was just fun. And I loved all the sets, all the stuff, and the humor was fun because it was also, not only was it for kids, but adults laughed as well. I remember showing my daughter when she was little, Pee-wee's Playhouse reruns, and she just cracked up, and I would crack up too, like still as an adult. Like, it's hilarious. Every year we try to watch his Christmas special because it's good. It's got all the awesome guests on there. Frankie and Annette from Beach Blanket Bingo, they're on there. What is it? Katie Lang's on there. She's singing. Lots of people are on there. So quick story, and I hope you enjoy Connect the Dots. And now let's get to some finishes. All right, so let's get into finishes. So the first finish I want to show you is kind of that companion look between these two different fabrics. So you got Picnic Gingham and you have the new Connect the Dots series. So my first finish is going to be, I'm gonna step back here. This is 4th of July Rules by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I started this last summer. And I picked my own floss colors. I didn't want to do all of the rules because we don't do, I left, go to a parade or something about a parade. I left that out because we don't do a 4th of July parade here. So that one had to go, but my intent was to do all of the other rules on here as well. So you can see on this Picnic Red, I've got Ribbon Red, I've got Licorice Red on here, and it pops. You can see it. So let's see. So I ended up just doing 3 rules because this is what happened. I was stitching this, and as you guys know, when you stitch and you have multiple projects, this one got thrown like to the bottom of the basket I have. I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it with all the Halloween stitching I did, the winter walk stitching. This one, I it was out of sight, out of mind. So I was cleaning out my basket, trying to get rid of like, I don't know, projects I just wasn't into anymore. And I found this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be perfect as a companion piece for our Connect the Dots series. So what I did was, I'll put this down here. What I did was I left off the last rule and I put it in a pillow to show you. So this is this. And then the pillow I did Celebrate Our Freedom on 14 count sky blue dot. And this is the same colors. Everything's the same floss colors. So as you can see, beautiful, beautiful companion pieces. I'm going to display them together. Yeah, very cute. Very, very cute. I finished this on a cutting board from Hobby Lobby. I spray painted it and distressed it with some sandpaper. And then I put this on magnets because after doing this set of rules, I want to do more sets of rules. Yeah, so I left that on here because this is the perfect finishing piece for that if you want to do like 3 sets of rules and then throw in a companion pillow, or you could do a framed finish on this guy or a small piece finish. But very, very cute. I'll put this guy down. Too much stuff on the table. But to do a close-up on this guy, so as you can see, the dots look awesome on here, and it's not overpowering. It's not overpowering at all. The word R is in white, and you can read it. So very, very cute. Simple pillow finish because that's my MO apparently now. So it's just easy. But very cute. I added white rickrack and then just patriotic accent right there. So, all right. So that was sky blue dot. And then next, let's get into some Valentine's Day stitching because I have 4 pieces to show you. Holy moly. I went a little crazy with Valentine's Day this year. So the first piece is King of Hearts by Dirty Annie Stitches. And this is adorable. I first saw this piece when I went to market last year, and I was able to meet Annie and Tammy of Leopard and Lace, and then also Steph from Fine Frog Stitching. They were all in the same room, so that was really fun. But Annie had this piece on display, so the King of Hearts, as well as the Queen of Hearts and a Jack, I believe. I don't know if she's going to do an ace or not. That wouldn't be like a full card. It would be, or like a lot of stitching. It'd be more white than anything. So maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, I saw the king and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I dug deeper in looking at the king, and it has lyrics to Kenny Rogers, the Gambler on here, which I love. So you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. So I love that. It's humorous, it's hilarious. And as I was stitching this, when I didn't have the Connect the Dots Pee-wee song in my head, I had the Gambler. So I wasn't able to watch the movie, which that movie's pretty good. But I need to, since I've stitched this now. But Ode to Kenny Rogers. Love him. Love him. And my daughter and I love the Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton Christmas album, like the original, like from the 80s. It's fantastic. We love all those songs. But anyway, back to the piece. I stitched King of Hearts on 14 count gray dot, and I switched the colors. I wanted to make it more of a Valentine's Day stitch. Annie had like a true like primary color, what an actual deck of cards colors would be. So traditional blues, yellows, reds, that kind of stuff, and black. I wanted to switch it up, so I added shades of pink, aqua, and purple. So, and then I did a pillow finish as usual. And then on the back, I found some Tulip Pink mini dot fabric that I had in my stash that matches perfectly with this aqua floss. Now, as always, if you guys want to know my floss color choices, just email me, put it in the comments, message me on Instagram. I am more than happy to share. I just don't put it in the description because that is a lot to type out and it makes the description huge. So there you have it. This is King of Hearts. You got to know when to hold them. All right. Next, moving on with more Valentine's Day. We're going to go on to Roses Are Red. This is a Roundabout by Stitching with the Housewives. And I stitched this on 14 count bubblegum dot. Super cute. I changed the floss colors. If you watched the last floss tube, I went into, well, just to make it short and sweet. I'm not a big red Valentine's Day girl, so I modified. That's simple. That's the simple answer for that. However, while stitching this, I kind of flubbed up and made it a little bit bigger than what it was supposed to be. So when I went to go finish this guy, I have like the roundabouts that are for these, right? Didn't fit. It went over because I went over in my stitching. So there was a slight panic going on, but I found that the circle pieces that Priscilla uses for like the fabric backing fit this perfectly. So I used that, and then I had to find a good finishing piece for it. Well, as I was digging through my wood pieces and just extra stuff, honestly, that I forgot I had, I came across this stitch kit. It was by Chantel 141, and there was a pattern. I think it was like cross stitch or stitching by, gotta go by something. It was a saying or something. I bought it because it came with the finishing kit and the pattern. It was really cool. I haven't gotten around to stitching it yet. But I had the unfinished wood piece. So I took that and I spray painted it Tate green, which is actually the same color as my scale here. I really like this green. It's really pretty. And I thought it'd be great as a finishing piece. I slapped a magnet in here so I can take this off, because if I've screwed stitching this up once, I know I will do it again. So this piece is ready for more roundabouts. But and then it comes in like 3 pieces. I just glued them together, and then I did I painted that kind of a gray to look like a pen, a turn pen. So this is Roses Are Red, Stitching with the Housewives, and I stitched this on 14 count bubblegum dot. Okay. Next, let's go with Valentine Terrarium by Tiny Modernist, and I stitched this on 14 count brown dot. And I switched the colors up. Again, I switched things up because why not? I love shades of pink, teals, and purples. So, yeah, so that's what I went with. And I also turned like the sand of the terrarium into a grassy knoll, if you will. But yeah, so I stitched the hearts up here. I think there was something else you could stitch on here, but you didn't need it because of the dots. So I removed that. And then I did a simple finish on this fall board that you guys have seen before. and slap some magnets on it so I can switch it out. But this is the second terrarium I've done. Yeah, first one I did was Winter Terrarium on Winter's Nap from 'Twas the Night fabric series. And that one turned out really cool too. And I think I did like a similar finish on that guy. So there you go. And so I have one more Valentine's Day stitch for you, and I'm going to grab that here. And this is Sweet Sayings by Primrose Cottage Stitches. This was the free cross stitch pattern of the month if you sign up for their newsletter, their weekly newsletter. So this is what I got, and I love this. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, pale pink. So I stitched this on pale pink dot, 14 count. I switched up the colors just for what I had in my stash. And I used some different pinks. I apparently accumulated a ton of pink Classic Colorworks. I don't know how, I don't know why, I just did. So I decided to pick some that I hadn't used either ever or in forever. So I want to say pink champagne. No, not pink champagne. I don't know what that light one is, but I know the darker pink is Priscilla's Peppermint. I can tell you that. And the green is Meadow Green, Classic Colorworks. And the blue, I think, is Really Tilly, Classic Colorworks. So I did a simple frame finish. I popped out the glass for you guys so you don't see a glare and for photos. But when this is over, I'm going to pop the glass on it. So it's easy to just, so it doesn't get messed up or anything. So there you have it. Sweet Sayings by Primrose Cottage Stitches on pale pink dot. All right. And then since we're in spring, let's stay in that kind of season. So Valentine's Day is over. Now let's get into Easter. If you've been with me a long time on this FlossTube channel, you will know that my mom helps me out on some of these stitches. I've been giving her homework over the past few releases for her to do. So she had quite a bit of homework for Pink Dot, and she's not done, or for Connect the Dots, and she's not done yet. But this is what I have to show you, and when everything is said and done, I want to get a photo of everything because for this, she's going to be mixing Picnic Gingham in with Connect the Dots. So we're going to have that fabric cousin collab going on with these. But my mom has, if you've been with me, she loves the pillow finishes with Brenda Gervais. She's done the snowman one, which I think she stitched all on Opalescent Chance of Rain for that. If you want to go back and look, I know it's in my Instagram page, her finishes for that. And I think I did a pillow talk where I show all of those finishes. So she did the snowman by Brenda, and then last fall or the fall before that, I can't remember, she did the jack-o'-lantern something. It's the books. It's always the books with Brenda from my mom. They have like 6 or 7 patterns in them. She did the jack-o'-lantern one, and super, super cute. Those are also on my Instagram page if you want to see those. We did a mix of all Halloween and fall fabric on those. And then all of them are pillow finishes. So this time we were talking about what she wanted to stitch, and she said she wanted to see Brenda again. Her and Brenda are like this. I don't think Brenda knows it, but her and Brenda are like this. They're the best of friends. So she goes, I just want to stitch Brenda again. We got to get Brenda. I said, okay, all right, let me look. So I found Jelly Bean Jubilee. It is another book that has like 6 or 7 Easter patterns in them, and got that for her. And so we picked out, and I've got 3 to show you. So I don't know the names of the individual patterns. I just know they're in Jelly Bean Jubilee. So the first one, super, super cute, is this little chick in flowers. And this is stitched on 14 count sky blue dot. Adorable. My mom used the called for DMC, and I did just a pillow finish, rickrack, green to bring out the green in here, and then pink for those beautiful pink flowers on the front. Super cute. And then I added, I didn't want to do a messy bow for these, so I added a pin, and I took a bunny silhouette, added a bow, slapped on a cute pink bunny butt, and I used magnets and a pin, so she can just slap this anywhere she wants, depending on, you know, where she wants to display it. Or she can move it to another Easter piece she has. So very, very cute. This is stitched on sky blue dot. Next in her series, she did this cute jelly bean bowl, and she stitched this, again, called for DMC, on honey dot. And look at that. See, you can see the yellow that's called for on this honey dot, and it looks great. And the white pops. This purple's gorgeous, but super, super cute. And then on the back, I went with purple fabric just to contrast. It looks so pretty. And then I put the same, I made another bunny for her and put the bunny on the back. And it's attached by magnets. So there's a little lip here. So the 2 magnets are in there. So she can remove it and put it on something else if she needs to. So, but very cute. Honey dot, 14 count. And then the last one she has is these cute little chicks. Oh, the hat and the Easter bunny ears are hilarious, but super cute, dragging some carrots along. And she stitched this on the 14 count meadow dot. And then I finished it on just a really pretty glue strays. Really pretty peach fabric that I pulled from the chick's cheek there. So very pretty. Now she is working on the other ones, and I know the other dot fabric she is using is pale pink dot, and that is for the big pillow that says Easter. The letters of that, I can tell you, are this called for blue. So on that pale pink, it's going to look fantastic, and it's like gonna jump off the fabric. Yeah. And then for the others, I know we want to add in some picnic gingham. I'm not sure, we haven't really talked about what colors we're gonna do for those yet. But like I said, when she gets the whole thing done, I want to do one big photo of everything, because they look awesome. So, and really, I need to pull out all of her pillows and just do new photos of everything. I need to get to Florida, so I need to get that done eventually. So, all right, so moving on, we got Easter done. Let's move on to summer and like everyday stitching that you can have out. So excuse me, I'm going to be off the camera here. All right, this is Yard Sauce by Stitching with the Housewives, and I stitched this on 14 count meadow dot, and this is gorgeous. I love this. I love it. Like, I love it. It's so pretty. My whole intent with yard sauce was to always display it with geraniums. And I found this piece at Pop Shelf. It's kind of like an adult version of Five Below, I guess. Not real. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, because Pop Shelf came out after Five Below did. And I think it's the same parent company. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I found this. This was a Christmas decoration. And it was on clearance. It was like 70% off. So I got it for like nothing. But I wanted to show you. It's metal. So, it's a Letters to Santa piece. And so I just covered that. Okay, so this whole yard sauce piece is longer. There's like another section down here with tomatoes. I took that off because of the intent of wanting to have this on this finishing piece. And I picked my own floss with for this. And then I also, what I wanted to point out was on this jar, instead of doing 2 strands of Tropical Paradise, I did 1 strand to make it look like the mason jar was a little bit more see-through, like true glass, yeah, than using the double. So, and then I added some beautiful red geraniums and some white carnations, and then some extra like just green stalks that I found at Hobby Lobby, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's got like a hook thing on here. I can change it out. I can switch it out for seasons. But this is going to be like my main piece display for summer. I mean, this is going to hang out from May until I'm ready to decorate for fall. So this is a great, great, like long seasonal piece to have. So again, stitched on 14 count meadow dot. All right, and then the last finish I have for you guys is a big one, and I've been talking about it for years. Not years. It seems like years. Forgive me. Months. I've been talking about it for months. Hold on. This is how excited I am about this one, guys. Okay, so last floss tube, you saw the Countdown to Christmas by Shannon Christine. Well, I finally have done the Countdown to Halloween that was in 2025. And here it is in all of her beautiful glory. Look at this. It's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I love it. And yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I can't stop saying that. So, all right, let's get into details. So, yeah, okay. So, like the Countdown to Christmas, she did 13 days of counting down to Halloween. I changed the floss colors because I was at that time in October when she was doing this. It was still stitching, and it will continue to stitch her Halloween bucket series that was last year. You guys have seen those. I stitched, my mom got in on the subscription too. I think she did the ghost on Sapphire Tower from Haunted Garden fabric series. I did the zombie on Sundew from Haunted Garden. I did Dracula, or the vampire, on Ghost in the Garden Gray from Haunted Garden fabric series. And then I also did Frankenstein on, I want to say, Widowmaker from our Spooky fabric series. That's an Instagram. You guys can go look at that. But the point is that I'm trying to get to is I used the called for DMC for the bucket series for this because I already had it kitted up. I was ready to go. why not reinvent the wheel? Let's just take what I have. So with that, the only things that I had added originally was the teal to Shannon's Called For DMC, because I made my zombie teal instead of green. That's all. So I added 3 shades of teal. And then I just put this together as a choose your own adventure and made it mine. And it's fantastic. I stitched this on 14 count grape dot. And as you can see, grape, this looks fantastic with all of these Halloween colors. It looks so stinking cool. I did take a 14 by 16 to stitch on this because it was way bigger than what the Christmas one was. The Christmas one, I was able to knock it out on a 10 by 12, easy, no issues. This guy's huge. So, but super, super cute. I just changed colors as I went. I picked and did what I wanted by placing things on the table. Yeah, it just looks fantastic. I took the glass out. This is just a standard frame I bought at Hobby Lobby. I kind of wanted something antique-y to look Halloween-ish. But I'll put the glass back once we're done with photos and floss tube. But I intentionally framed this way because you're thinking there's a lot of space around here. I did that on purpose because when I can put it on a shelf, well, pretend this is a shelf, I can stack things down here. I could put a Halloween pillow here, or that's not a good size. I could put a Halloween pillow here or something, and you're still going to be able to see the stitch because there's a big enough space up here to see. So I love this. It turned out so cool. So cool. I can't get over it. Like, this is just awesome. So again, if you want my floss colors, just let me know. But yeah, stitched on 14 count grape dot. Okay, and then I have one not connect the dots finish for you. And this is Toad Kisses. And this is Toadstool Kisses. Toadstool Kisses. And this is from Primrose Cottage Stitches. It is from the latest Sip and Stitch. And it's adorable. I love it. The little frogs. I hadn't stitched any of her frogs yet. And they're so cute. They're so cute. Let's see. I used the called for floss colors except for the teal. I brightened it. I think she called for like a blue. I'm not a blue girl. I wanted teal. So there you have it. And then I stitched this on 14 count Morning Mist, which is from the Pop of Spring fabric series. It is a beautiful gray fabric with hints of blue and teal kind of like wrapped into it. So you get kind of like this blue, and where's the green? There's like some tealy green up here. Very, very pretty. A great spring neutral for stitching, and white pops. So I finished it in a super, super quick pillow design. Yeah, with the fabric from the finishing kit that I got. So super easy. I can just slap it on a shelf and call it good. All right, so those are my finishes. I have 2 whips that I want to show you. All right, as far as whips, really quick, I have 2 that I can show you. This first one is Cute Crocodile from Tiny Modernist, and I am stitching this on Honey Picnic Gingham. Haven't gotten, well, I kind of got to start there. I am stitching Cute Crocodile because I am participating in the Facebook group Stitch and Sleuth Society, I hope I get the name right, where we're reading like mystery books and then we're stitching while we're reading. So we are reading right now the Louisiana Long Shot, and I forget the author's name, but it is a great book so far. I'm in when I'm filming this, I'm in the first week of reading. So it's very good. I really like it. And then of course, Louisiana, I had to stitch an alligator. So that's what I have so far. And I really like stitching on it. I just pulled my own Classic Colorworks colors to go with it. So, and then my second whip is actually a kit because I just got it this morning and I wanted to share it because it's going to be glorious. I am stitching the Lucky Primrose Cottage stitch. I love St. Patrick's Day stitches. I think it's so cool. I have more St. Patrick's Day stitching and decor than Valentine's Day. I just love it. I love green. So as you can see, so I love St. Patrick's Day. So anytime anything comes out, I'm all about that. So, but I wanted to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use the called for floss. So I have those colors and I am stitching Lucky on 14 count opalescent marble cake, which is our birthday exclusive fabric for the month of February, celebrating our 3rd birthday. So we are still in party mode in the shop. So make sure you grab this fabric. This is going to be an awesome neutral for you guys. And you can see the shine in the opalescent. And there you have it. Cool. And I will show you this, of course, on social media, on Instagram, Facebook. If you follow me at the Digi Stitchery, I'll show you my finishing piece when I have it done. Because I want to get this out for this St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, supporting the Digi Stitchery. I love it. I cannot thank you guys enough. I hope you enjoy the Connect the Dot fabric series. It is a beautiful, beautiful array of fabric that is just for your stitching, you know, for everything, really. I'll do a quick recap of our colors. Red dot, light marmalade, honey, meadow, aqua, sky blue, blue dot, grape, pale pink, bubblegum, gray, and brown. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I have got to get some of this winter stuff taken down. I need to move this Valentine's Day decor into the actual room where you can see it, because where we are filming Floss Tube right now, you can't see it when you walk into my house. When my husband walks through the garage door, he can see it, but that's it. That's it. So I got to get moving on all this stuff. Archery's crazy. Swimming's starting soon, or like team is starting soon here. So I have got to get my act together, and Ernie is ringing the bells to go outside. So I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys later.